Yo guys, welcome to a new video. We are going to be doing some discussions of Civ once again, but this time is going to be with M off of YouTube. Welcome, man.
Welcome. Hello.
Yo. So, we talked about Civ quite a lot, on the YouTube comments and stuff, and I'm guessing you're on the forum as well.
Yeah, I also joined the forum recently.
Yeah.
Actually, there I'm Hannibal because M is just too short for that one.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's nice to have a chance to discuss this by voice and not have to type all the things.
Yeah,
Takes
exactly.
So much time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're always giving me like useful tips and stuff on my game, so I appreciate that. Maybe I can return the favor this time. So this was one of your games that you sent me a while ago, which is as Rome with unique components and using my difficulty mod as well. And yeah, you said that you had like more success in other games, but this one was more tricky.
Exactly. I had Germany, Netherlands, and Poland on the same version, all with the more unique components. So Germany was also better than the base version.
Yeah.
And those were quite smooth runs.
Yeah.
But this one was not.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So like when you got this start, did you feel like this was going to be like a good start, or were you instantly like a little bit worried about it?
Not too good, but I'd say average because I have the lake.
Yeah.
Not so much production, but it's still I could put mines on the salt.
Yeah.
And I think it's good luxuries to start with Rome. So especially if you want to go for the legions, you can go for mining early, and you don't have to go for calendar.
Right.
Get your luxuries.
Yeah. Well, so the latifundum is a little bit different to normal, isn't it, though? Because this, you have to put this on plantation resources or wheat. So, in some ways it would be better to have the plantation stuff so that you could actually put these down. But
yeah, actually, I did a few Rome starts after this one where I also tried the latifundium and saw that it can also work.
Right.
But that was the first Rome game with more unique components.
Right.
So I wanted to go for the lower part of the tech tree.
Yeah, there's kind of like two options, really, isn't there? You've got ironworking down at the bottom. Obviously, to get your legions and ballistas as well, and find the iron before down here. And also, you're not far away from the Colosseum there. But if you want the latifundum, you have to go for calendar, which is like the complete opposite, basically. I think
that if you have the latifundium, I think it's also good if you go progress, because then you get the faster improvement speed.
Yeah.
And the latifundium takes longer than the normal plantation.
Yeah. I mean, progress is generally good for these kind of situations where you need stuff on both sides of the tech tree, because it gives you like way more science than you would generally get from tradition or authority early on. So like you can actually maybe get latifundums and even some legions out in like a reasonable time. Yeah, I mean, so were you considering progress here as well as authority then?
Actually, I gave it 2 runs. I had one with progress and one with authority.
Yeah.
I think the one I sent you was with authority.
Yeah.
And with the 3 cities in the end, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, there's no calendar stuff about, so the latifundum seems like it's not gonna be a thing for a while at least. I'm not a huge fan of this tundra though. I feel like the tundra, like, the Tundra Pantheon used to be amazing. I don't actually think it's quite as good anymore. And you need like a lot of tundra to make it work. And this doesn't seem like a very big area of tundra. I mean, you can't know for sure right now.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the impression I had.
Yeah, definitely not the best start, but I gave it a try, and I think the issues were not so much about the tile output here, but the general defensive position was quite hard.
Okay.
And
yeah.
also not much space to put good cities in.
Yeah. I guess we'll just talk about the pantheons as well before we move on. Like, the Tundra one, like I said, is really, or it used to be really good. I don't know that it's actually so good anymore, because I feel like without the gold, you kind of struggle with production, because Tundra usually has quite low production. And the fact that you're like half and half Tundra, it's not the best. Did you consider the purity?
The lake one, no, because I had bad experience with that, because it gives mostly food on tiles that are high food anyway.
Yeah.
And doesn't give me what I need. It doesn't give culture, doesn't give much production.
Yeah.
Maybe that's better for tradition, where you can use the food better.
I often think this is actually best with progress. Like, when growing your capital early is actually pretty good, and you can afford to have a lot of population working like kind of mediocre tiles. I feel like with tradition, it would be nice at the start, but you'd end up switching away from all the lake tiles. Like, you wouldn't be able to work them because you'd need to work a lot of other stuff instead.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's also a good point about the capital for progress, but it won't give as much for other cities.
Yeah.
You also have the extra food from progress, and if you want to go wide and conquering, often you have to stop growing anyways.
Yeah. It's definitely weird with authority, because it gives you unhappiness. I mean, I guess you do get the +1 happiness, but it's not so significant. I do really like this ivory, though. I feel like this is an interesting way of kind of dealing with the Rome issue of having to go for ironworking, because if you actually choose to go for war elephants instead, then you wouldn't have to come down here, and you could get to like masonry or something.
That's a really good point. Yeah, now you open my eyes.
Really?
Because going for legions, it takes a long time. You also need to improve the iron. You need to protect the iron. If you have multiple tiles, that can be harder than protecting just one ivory.
Yeah.
And if you go for the Colosseum first, you will probably have the barracks earlier and can get the science earlier, because with authority, science is always a problem, and I like to get those science buildings early. And if you want to go for the legions, you also shouldn't go for bronze working too late, because then the iron might be in a place where it didn't settle and it's hard to connect.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I have mentioned a few times the whole science issue, but you kind of explained it. Like, you're already quite low science on authority, and then if you come down to ironworking and you're like, your writing and stuff is so delayed, and you can end up really far behind in science. Like, if you don't conquer somebody, it can be like not even possible to catch up. You're just so far behind. So it's a bit like all in when you go down here, because you really have to get something done with it, it feels like. Or at least kill like so many units that you can get a lot of science from dominance.
Yeah, and that's what I tried in the first run. I think I went for pyramids and then got the other settler from authority. And with 3 cities, I tried just to get as many legions and ballistas out as possible and then start conquering.
So, okay, you went
So
for pyramids.
pyramids,
I
for the
guess,
reason that you can, that you don't have to go for pottery.
yeah,
It works really good with unique horsemen like Macedon or Songhai, but
right.
here it didn't work out that well because it still takes so long to get to ironworking.
I don't know how I feel about pyramids, to be honest. I feel like when I play so this is authority with pyramids, is what you're talking
Yeah,
about. So when I play authority, what I usually do is just try and kill camps as early as possible. Um, like unless I have something that I really want to go for, like maybe certain pantheons where I need to get cities out early, or like a natural wonder. I don't even settle my second city until I've killed some camps and got up to Imperium. Is generally the way that I do it. So pyramids allows you to get the settler out early, but it's a lot of production, and it means you won't have like military units and workers and stuff. So I feel like there is quite a big cost to it, and like, I mean, it depends if there's somewhere really good to go and settle. I don't really know if that was the case here.
yeah, I think that's more a strategy that I took over from some Macedon games because there I
Right,
think it's really good if you
right,
go to the tech tree
yeah,
because you get the Hetyroi unit, the horseman,
yeah,
and I think that's also 16 combat strength,
yeah,
5 movement. Also, you have the unique barracks, and you just need 3 techs to get there if you don't go for pottery.
yeah,
And with the extra settlers from mining and from authority, I would settle them directly on a big horse tile,
yeah,
something like 8 horses. Then it's safe, it's online immediately. In earlier versions, I could even sell some of them for a lot of gold to speed production up.
yeah,
And then I would just try to, I think I squeezed in a worker also and a shrine.
yeah,
And then I would invest in the unique barracks and then try to build as many of those horse units. And I think for Songhai, it could work in a similar way, although if you get those the Monte Carlos earlier, you can get more money from killing camps. So that's maybe another point to consider. But yeah, that's why I wanted to go pyramids. Don't go for pottery and get to ironworking as fast as possible and have 3 cities and then conquer something.
I guess right. It does help you get to ironworking earlier as well. I don't know that you need it still though. Even if you wanted to rush for military theory, like you could just kill some camps and get to Imperium, like in time to build your horses. I think if you went straight for like build an archer or two and like kill 2 or 3 camps. Like, you're giving up religion, I feel like, if you build pyramids, right? Unless you go shrine first.
Giving up religion, yeah.
Yeah. Which is not the end of the world if you're conquering.
I mean, if you want to conquer early and don't found more than 3 cities before conquering.
Yeah.
With 3 cities, you won't get a religion anyway, except maybe with God of War.
Yeah.
But also that I've tried it with Macedon also. sometimes there were not enough units around to kill to get enough faith.
Really? Yeah, that one's much easier on like epic speed or something when you got more time to get the kills.
And it depends a lot on the barb spawn rate.
Yeah, true. You know you can make more barbs spawn in camps by attacking them. Like they spawn more often.
So attack the camp, but then leave it alone and just kill the unit that come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit of an abuse, though, in my opinion.
There's worse things, surely. But it's not, yeah, I don't think you'd ever get like that much out of doing it. It's probably only going to be once every like 5 turns at least anyway. But if they spawned like every turn or something, that would be quite powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess here there are like some Pantheon options, but none of them are like 100%. So you could still say pyramids. I would say though that so when I don't go for religion, I almost always go for God of all creation. And as much as obviously you don't need the early shrine to get this, the earlier you get it, the earlier you get these like really nice yields. So if you build monument, then pyramids, then shrine, you're not going to have a Pantheon till like turn 50, right?
Yeah, that's a good point also.
I generally try to avoid
if you want to get that early, I think shrine second is still the way to go because you need the other pantheons to be founded.
Yeah.
To benefit from it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go shrine first, but shrine second with that. I think, yeah, I mean, I haven't actually built pyramids for ages, so maybe I should try it. I just have a bad feeling about it. Like, I even have a bad feeling about Stonehenge in a lot of games, actually, because I think though these wonders are really nice, the ability to get like early units out as authority makes your early game like so much faster with killing camps that it generally makes up for it. I don't know though.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what happened here. So I think I settled on the same spot. And I think I went for tutelary gods for the production also in the other cities.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you said, God of all creation is another good one if you don't want to go for your own religion.
Yeah, so we're at turn 60 already. And just getting the Pantheon. So, yeah. You went for tutelary gods. Normally that one gets taken, actually. I'm surprised it was still left. But, like, either way, whether you want this or God of Creation, you probably would have had it, I feel like turn 40 is probably when you'd usually get a Pantheon. So, missed out on, like, 20 turns of either +4 food production, gold and science, or +9 production, +6 gold.
I mean, the 9 production you wouldn't have because you need 3 citizens and Kume wouldn't even get it.
True.
But yeah, one more reason, because I wanted to have 2 cities from the free settlers and therefore go for pyramids. If the iron is too much distributed and I don't have one spot with a lot of it, I could be screwed.
True. Okay.
And even more so if you go for the horse strat, because there you don't have an alternative to the horse units.
Yeah. So settled there. Yeah, there's not actually that much. Oh, you're like settled on iron or something.
That's Kume, that's on the iron
9 iron? What?
tile, yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible.
That's also with balanced resources,
Really?
because otherwise it can happen that you have 0 iron,
True.
and
I,
that ruins a game of Rome.
I thought that it always put it within your like the tiles of your city.
Yeah, maybe it used to do that on the normal maps, but on your map, I think it's not always in the capital.
Right. To be honest, I haven't looked at that. Like, I assumed that it would be the same because I don't think I changed it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe something else I did kind of mess with it.
But at least you always get some in range.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, got a pretty good amount. Tundra normally has iron, so that's kind of one good thing about it. And tech, yeah, so already at ironworking, which is definitely pretty early. Building forges, and then legions, I guess.
Mm.
And I'm guessing, okay, so this was from your other free settler.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. And general situation, we got Germany over here. Ah, Munich.
Munich.
It wants to be conquered, man.
It wants, but it didn't work here.
Really. And then Zulu's below as well. Okay.
And if you look at the land between Zulus and me, it's quite open.
Yeah. True. Well, I feel like you're not in danger of like getting conquered here, right? Like they would have to come over these forests. I feel like you can have decent amount of ranged units back here if they did attack. And legions fighting in forest. I mean, how are they going to kill a legion standing in a forest?
With medieval units.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, tech is definitely a problem. I mean, I do remember, so when I looked at this before, I was definitely like, I think God of Creation makes a lot more sense than tutelary. Like, +4 science right now is a pretty big deal to getting, the science back that you kind of are behind on because of going down here.
And probably also the production in the capital is more important than in the other cities because the capital will build most of the units anyway.
Yeah.
And like Kume here doesn't even benefit from it. Doesn't have so much food.
Yeah.
So it won't grow that fast.
Yeah. And it just works really well with not having religions because you get to keep it right up until your capital gets converted as well. So like,
that's also a good point. Yeah.
You generally get to keep it a bit longer, and you get +1 culture from monuments as well. So that'll be like +3 culture probably.
While I have 6 at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that one. I don't know, is this city over here the best spot for it?
Right, what was the idea about that? Well, I guess up in the north there's just a lot of tundra, not many resources, and here at least I have the salt, I have the iron in range, and it's hard to attack from the south.
True.
So where would you have put it?
I guess. Yeah, no, I get you. If you didn't want to like put a city down here and then get involved with the Zulus, I suppose. So, since you went for ironworking, I would probably. So, did you know about where the iron was when you were settling the first city? Or was this before then?
Actually don't remember. The first city was Pantheon. Did I know that at that point? I'm not sure, man.
Yeah. But generally, I reckon that the first city, if you're gonna go for ironworking, like you 100% want to conquer people, right? That's if you don't conquer people, it's completely pointless going for ironworking, basically.
Yeah.
So the first city should be right up in someone's face, like 4 tiles away, as close as you can get. Just so either Germany or the Zulus. Just go and put it like really close to them, and then just say, "Yeah, I'm gonna have an early war with you, but I've got legions, or we'll do in a bit."
Yeah, sounds good.
Like or on the iron, I guess, because obviously you don't want to get the iron. I just like it's not like this city is like, wow, like it's gonna have so much production that it's going to be able to produce a load of units or something like that. Like if there was, yeah, like a natural wonder or something like that, maybe. Or if you were trying to get a pantheon and you needed a city, like a religion, and you needed a city somewhere. Like if you're not going for religion and the ironworking, then I think strategic is like the next priority.
I think I wanted to attack Germany first because they were closer, and Zulus first settled further south.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Actually, I was considering this forest hill further to the left. Towards the Zulus.
This one.
Here, this one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would have been reasonable. I mean, to be honest, so I think I did play it a bit, and I actually had a decent start where I actually moved Rome to here. And then I settled down here as well. Because, I mean, I guess it was quite hard to know, like, I think this was once I'd already kind of knew what was already there. So, like,
yeah.
This was with hindsight, but I think I settled here and, like, here. And obviously it's really nice with God of Open Sky. I mean, there's even a Kilimanjaro down here, man.
Yeah. But who knows that when you start?
True.
And I think I revealed that just recently because the Pathfinder is here next to Japan.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. So, but yeah, I guess either like I probably would have put 2 cities down here, or like a city or maybe 2 cities as close to Germany as possible. Something like that.
But that would also mean not going straight for ironworking, but getting pottery first. If you want more than 2 extra cities and also have iron in range.
Well, no, 2 extra cities is enough. Like, oh right, I guess. Right, you wouldn't get iron.
If you go towards Zulus, there is no iron.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. I think I was just using the elephants when I did it. But yeah, I don't even know if that strategy would have worked.
At least the elephants should come out much earlier than the legions.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're only one combat strength less, aren't they? They just don't have cover 2.
Legion is 18 and elephant 16,
16.
but it has one more move.
Yeah.
I mean, the cover 2 is really nice. And what else do they have? The Pylum ability.
I don't think that really does much, does it? It's like,
I mean, it's more for defense. If they're fortified somewhere.
can you kill garrisons with this?
I'm not sure about killing, but definitely you can damage them.
Right. That's kind of... that makes it slightly reasonable if you had like 2 or 3 of them next to a city.
The bad thing about legions is they lose everything except for the cover 2 when they upgrade.
Yeah. It's not... oh, wow. I didn't even know about this.
That's also from the more unique components.
Interesting. So they must build roads like well quickly then.
Yeah, if you have the general and even otherwise, when you want to attack with legions, you will have a couple of them before you start the attack.
Yeah.
And they can start building the roads to your target.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty underrated thing about them, I would say. And it really encourages you to do what you should be doing anyway, which is building the roads.
I think here even Germany attacked me before I had the number of legions I wanted.
Shit, man.
So they made the choice for me who to attack.
Yeah, actually, one other thing as well is they actually cost less than the elephant, so that is kind of a big deal.
That's 100 and the elephant is 125, yeah.
Elephants are really expensive. For good reason, I guess.
And here I don't have that much production also.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was kind of why moving down here was better, just because it had much better tiles. Like, well, actually, you don't have trapping, so I feel like there wasn't even that much deer in the tundra, though.
I mean, the deer gives you food, and for the food I have the lake.
Yeah.
But production is the bigger problem, and if you move down and don't know about those horses and cattle, there isn't much production either.
True.
You can get 2 mines, you have to chop, that's also slow.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also have stone there instead of the horses, and with the tech path I went, I wouldn't see the stone even now.
Yeah, no, well, it was with hindsight. I did consider, the first time I looked at this, I actually did consider moving there. I think, but yeah, it would have been hard to do that just off what you knew on the first turn. Definitely. I just don't like this half tundra stuff.
Yeah.
Like, either tundra Pantheon or run away from it is usually my thoughts. Oh well. Okay. Let's check the next one. Wow. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So, as I said, Germany attacked me while I was building up my legions.
Yeah.
And I tried to get in towards Munich, but it was really hard. The terrain was not so open. I have that mountain here. It's very slow to go around the mountain in the north.
Yeah.
And then your units get damaged, then you have to go back. And then
Yeah.
he also put those 2 flanking cities there. So yeah, I didn't lose many units, but I also couldn't press Munich really.
I mean, mate, you have so many units. I feel like 17 is a lot. Wow.
Yeah, I just tried to go all in on the units and try to break through.
Right.
But now the problem is also have just 3 cities. Germany has 6. Zulus also 6 probably.
8.
8. And they also have a lot of units, but they have medieval units.
Yeah, longswordsmen.
They're just starting to get them. I also got longswords later, but just 3 cities are not enough at this point.
Yeah, science. You do need more cities to have good science. Since like
And
libraries
also to
are like the only
even
thing.
support the number of units.
Yeah.
I'm already, what's that, 15% penalty. And it should get more as the war goes on.
Yeah. So did you just peace out with Germany?
I pieced out, I think, because Zulus declared.
Right.
Otherwise, I would have stayed with the 2 citadels. I thought I would be able to press in when I have the medieval units myself.
Yeah.
Because they already have a castle and I don't do much damage here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got drill on a lot of these guys. So as longswordsmen, they probably could, and with the roads and stuff, it seems like it might just about be possible to have still done it if you didn't get attacked. What are these ballistas like, actually? We haven't really spoken about them.
So one big thing about them is they don't have the normal penalty against land units.
Okay.
And the good lasting thing is they have 3 movement if they start next to a general.
So is that like within 1 tile of a general or something?
1 or 2, that's this one, legatus. 2 tiles.
3 movement on a siege weapon is very good, because you can actually move into their territory.
Yeah, I think that's the better lasting advantage than the legions.
Oh yeah, this stays as well. Wow, that is pretty good.
But it's, yeah, the only lasting advantage for fighting that you have with Rome. So if you can't get things done with legions and ballistas, you're not that much better than some other economic stiff.
Well, you still get to keep the cover too. That is good. And like, you don't necessarily have to upgrade all of these guys straight away. You can use them as like to kind of replace workers for a while, just building all your roads, like 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously did really want to conquer early, and it didn't happen, so it's a tough situation. I mean, I guess at least you can get a lot of yields from killing Zulu units. But settling another city so that you're not over supply limit probably would be the priority right now.
Yeah, probably even 2 more cities in the north also to block that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some resources about. You've even used 2 great generals, so it would be like 10 if you hadn't done that, right?
Right.
I am. That's actually one of the things quite often when I'm authority is that I will settle my cities like based off of the supply limit. Like, as I was saying, that I often don't settle my first city until I have Imperium. Like, I will build up to my force limit and then settle a city and kind of keep doing that.
So mostly to kill barbs or...
Yeah, like kill barbs and just have an army so that you can maybe do some damage to your neighbor and get yields from that. And then the cities, like, I don't feel like there's a rush to get them out with authority because they get like a really nice bonus start anyway and loads of production. So yeah, often if I have early unique unit, I'll just settle with cities out just for the force limit.
Yeah, I think here I wanted first to build not so many units because I didn't want to end up with many spearmen and not having the cap for legions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Waiting for legions is also too long.
Yeah, that is always a tough decision actually. Like when you don't know if you want to get like early archers or whatever. Or yeah, I wouldn't usually get early warriors if I had early, if I had legions. I probably would have got some archers, which can still be useful in the war. Although getting ballistas and getting them leveled up is really good as well. So
exactly, and I wouldn't get the combos that fast either.
I'd be a bit worried about this situation with iron though, because the fact that you used all the iron basically means if they decide to pillage it.
Yeah, that's also what happened later.
Yeah. Like, then your legions can't heal.
But with the 3 cities approach, I think I just had to break through Germany to be successful.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, it's better to build up a bit more and then start attacking, get more cities.
So how, like, was this war with Germany, like, it was just completely never on because they were too far ahead? Or was it, like, just that as you got to Munich, they kind of built castles and that was what stopped it?
No, they had walls, but not castles, but they had too many units around. And if I moved in to block the tile next to Munich, it was hard to keep units there, also on the hill where the second citadel is, on the stone.
Yeah. Even with the citadel?
Well, the citadel was just added recently. I think then they also had the castle. So first I had the citadel on the horse because that's 3 tiles away from my city. I put that down and then got the fort. And that was the situation for most of the war. And it was quite hard to move closer to the city and get siege units in range. And only where the fort is, I could really put a ballista, like the forest hill here with the legion and the worker. If I want to put the ballista there, I have to put legions in front of it, and those legions can't move back when they are damaged.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you know what turn, like, roughly you started attacking? Or he attacked you, or was it all just part of the same war that you gradually pushed?
It was all one war, yeah.
Okay.
So I think when I had the first 2 or 3 legions out, then it also took some time to drive him away from Kume. There were like a few units coming there.
Yeah.
And then I moved on, also built the roads here on the way while I was fighting. Also killed some units. But here between the mountain and the forest hill, it's just a choke point where it's hard to get on the other side and not just lose units.
Yeah. So I guess you actually probably have more experience with early wars. So using my difficulty mod, it is quite different to base game. Like I imagine you probably could have made this work if it wasn't difficulty mod, because they probably had more units. But I don't know. What's your experience been of like early wars using the difficulty mod? Are they like possible, or yeah?
Actually, I only had experience mostly with Rome, with other tries, and it was always really hard for the early wars.
Really?
Let me think. I think I tried one Mastodon game where I got the conquest done, but I also had Kilimanjaro that helped, and yeah, the Ketyroi is just earlier, but with the legions, it feels quite hard. Also, it
Yeah.
depends on the map. Here, it's quite a good terrain for him to defend if he has the 3 cities here. Terrain-wise, maybe Zulus would have been a better target. It's more open there, but Germany attacked me first, so no choice there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should probably try some. Yeah, maybe I should try a game as Rome or something. Like, I wanted to make it difficult, but I did want to make early wars possible. Like, if you have a unique unit and you spam it out, it's pretty sad to still not be able to do anything. But I mean, this could have just been a bad situation, I suppose, with Germany, who had quite good tech and location. But I mean, he's not even top. So
I think it's also the Legion is much later than other early unique units.
yeah,
Like the horse units, or if you have a good archer like the one from India that can give a lot of yields, maybe not so much for conquering. The Celts, that also comes much earlier than the Legion, and the Legion also has a tech path that will slow down your further tech.
yeah. Legions are just quite different, I suppose, in what they actually do as well, because though they're powerful, they're not good at clearing out units. Like when you have a unique horse or something that can move 5 tiles and flank stuff and actually kill it. But with these guys, what you want is like a war that you've properly set up with roads and forts, and then you just put them in position and use your siege weapons and let them tank. Like, they're always going to struggle to actually clear units out.
Yeah, they are maybe better on defense than trying to take someone out early.
Well, I would say it's just like it's better if you're the one who gets to do the attack. Like, yeah, when you have it all set up so that you can actually get your legions in like the correct position, and then they have to attack you. And
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I guess you need a lot of ranged units probably.
And the right terrain, because here it's really hard. I can't move in front of the forest here, in front of the southern citadel. If I go here, I can't retreat safely. Even if I have a road on the forest hill,
Yeah.
if the unit moves back, it will still be stuck here and can be attacked.
Yeah. What do you reckon if you did have a Cume, say, on this hill or this hill here? So that you were closer. Do you think that would have made a difference?
If I had it there, what would it give me? It's still 3 tiles away from Munich, so I think Munich might have been there before my city. So I could settle it. Would I get to put a citadel more to the front, because the territory would probably still belong to him. And yeah, what would that change?
Well, like, so you would have been able to potentially buy some tiles earlier on, like, and you would have only probably needed to use one great general to get this rather than two.
Yeah, I could have bought the stone maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe even bought this tile and then citadeled here.
Or this one, yeah. But that would also mean it's much harder to get the 9 iron. That's 3 tiles away.
I guess, yeah, if you... Well, you could settle here as well, though. But then they're further away from that, yeah. I feel like it would have given you a better chance, but maybe it wouldn't have been enough. Like, you could have had more roads and like the citadel earlier. Yeah, the roads done earlier. Built some forts as well, and you would have had a spare great general as well, rather than having to use two. So, the combat bonus and the improvement bonus as well.
Yeah, it would definitely give you a better position in the front, but maybe not so much. What I really like was the suggestion, just go for the elephants, because they are much earlier, and you can also get the Colosseum faster. That gives very good yields early.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about the iron. But yeah, if you look at the general position, if you ask the question, do you want to conquer early or not? If you don't do it, you still have shit land and not much space.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, so the other option would have been to go for the Zulus instead of going for Germany. And that would have meant settling down here instead. Why did... I guess... Were you thinking, like, oh, I want to attack Germany? Or were you just thinking, I'm going to settle on the iron and then Germany attacked? Like, did you have a plan of what you were...
I think, yeah, Germany was my preferred target because it was closer, and behind Germany there is nothing. So if I take them out, I only have one front with the Zulus.
Yeah.
And if I conquer the Zulus, then I have Japan. Now it will be Songhai soon, and other AIs down there. I mean, that's maybe not that big of a deal if you manage to conquer them.
Right.
You still have time before Songhai gets to you. But yeah, Germany made that choice. But I really didn't think about the elephants.
Yeah.
But I also just wanted to go for the legions and the ballistas and try that.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting to try with the elephants and see what happens. I would say going for Zulus would be better. I honestly don't think the Zulus are that strong usually early on, and there's really nice land down here, like to make good cities, and potentially better land for attacking into as well.
Yeah, that's the big point. Easier to attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in that case, I wouldn't settle anything here where Kume is, but settle to the south and towards Zulus, and I don't have to care about the iron.
True. Yeah, I mean, like, There's 2 iron here that... I suppose you wouldn't get that. I mean, you do want some iron at least. Would you think you would just like ignore iron working altogether until later and just go with the elephants?
Maybe. I mean, if I want to settle towards the Zulus, I probably can't afford to put the city to the 9 iron because that always triggered Germany to attack. Or
Yeah.
it can trigger them to attack. So, and they attacked before I even had many legions.
That's quite weird that they attacked. Was it like a proper attack they came with?
No, it was just a trickle of units.
Do you reckon it was one of them bribed wars?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I just turn that shit off, man. It pisses me off. It just makes it like impossible to befriend your neighbor because they just randomly attack you because someone paid them like 10 gold or something.
I don't know. When the bribed wars were very common in that version, I think the neighbors were rarely bribed or even never. It was
Right.
just many other AIs that were further away were bribed often, declared, and the consequence was mostly that you couldn't trade with them, or if you have
Yeah.
units exploring somewhere, they would get attacked.
Which is also annoying.
But maybe now they changed that and also neighbors are bribed, yeah.
That's what it feels like sometimes. Like, why would Germany attack you? That it's a bit. This kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Other than that, I'm assuming you hadn't really done anything to them, and they're not exactly conquering usually.
Maybe I did a tribute and they protected the city-state and I didn't
Really?
check that. And it was even just one of those early 2 gold tributes.
Yeah. Worth it.
Can happen.
True.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can go to the last save, and I also tried it again with progress, and maybe I can send you that, and then we can have a look at that.
Okay. Did you still have the same sort of idea with progress, but just the fact that you would have more science to help you get it done quicker? Or was it like completely different?
Yeah, I'll have to check the tech path, but I think I also wanted to go for religion in that one or not. I tried that game 3 or 4 times, so I'm not sure.
Oh man, you got orders. Wow.
Actually, now I can see it a bit blurry. But for the video, it should be right.
Yeah, so this Hinduism has orders in it, and the plantation, Pantheon, and creativity.
Right, yeah, I got lucky with the orders, but I didn't build units now anyways. I had my units built up,
Yeah.
lost some, and I think I was still over the cap.
True. Not ideal. Okay.
And now happened what you predicted. They pillaged that iron. And I can't heal.
Yeah.
Might have to disband 2 units. But even then, I think at this point, with the 3 cities, I just thought I'd try it again.
Yeah. Nah, this is pretty bad. Situation. Don't really want to disband units, but... And like, 12 techs behind Germany as well. With no real way of catching up. Yeah. Sad times, man. Alright, so yeah, some saves from progress attempt. I'm guessing this was after the authority one.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see if it's the right one.
Okay. This seems like a Stonehenge. Yes.
Yeah, and progress.
Turns out it's a little bit risky, man.
I honestly don't remember what I took. I think ancestor worship.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, so that's the one. I really do like this one now. It's kind of like if you get Stonehenge, it's like guaranteed religion with this.
Yeah.
And like you can just build your new cities and then build councils straight away.
Exactly. Gives you the culture, gives you the faith. It's like 3 buildings in one.
Yeah. Yeah. The purity, it appeals to me, man. You've even got like quite a few marsh tiles. I know it does fall off a lot.
One, two. But you only have that one lake and probably 2 cities next to that. And it will take some time even to grow to those lake tiles.
Yeah, 7 lake tiles, 3 marsh tiles, or 4 marsh tiles that are reasonably workable. There's a couple more down there. I mean, I guess it's like you just use it to get a quick start, really, because you'd get all the growth, the growths that would give you science.
Yeah.
So maybe to get something like Terracotta Army.
Mm-hmm.
And the Colosseums as well. Like, were you... So, yeah, was it still the idea to go ironworking? I guess not, because you went, like, pottery and wheel.
Yeah, I think this time I went masonry first, wanted to get the Colosseums up and then go for the legions. And yeah, see if I can still conquer with that, or maybe just use them more for defense at that point, and then more do the grinding and get your golden ages, get more cities up before conquering. I also settled more to the south this time.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a bit of a dilemma with the settling, isn't it? Because down here is not the best defensive locations. So, but you have to if you want to have a decent amount of space to have a good economy. Right. Milae is down here this time.
Right, I went for this defensive spot.
Yeah.
Hills in front.
It's defensive, but it's still like you need an army because otherwise it will just get surrounded, right?
Yeah, that's the point. You have no choke point. You need the army.
And you went over here this time. That's even further.
Which actually made Munich move up to the sea.
Ah, you got it before them.
Because I put the first city here.
Right.
Yeah, I think I felt I need more space than the first game. Even if I put more cities to the north, they would be quite bad. Maybe one decent one with the many resources. North of Rome, there are 2 rivers, but the other one to the top right, there was not much.
Yeah, I wonder if, say, in the other game where because you had the pyramids, so the first city was early. Like, what if you had to come over here with that one instead of going over there? Then Germany probably wouldn't have attacked you because if you settle first, they can't have a go at you for settling near them.
But I'm already near their capital. I think the stone there, it's already next to Berlin.
Yeah.
And it's quite expensive to get the iron tile then. If the border doesn't grow to the salt first.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a bit questionable if it will grow onto tundra sometimes. I don't know though, man. This feels very spread out.
I think I got to 6 cities here on this try.
Yeah.
Can you look at the tech? What we have now?
So 9. Yeah.
I mean, in the tech tree.
Yeah.
So Stonehenge first, pottery. Then I went for masonry and then for the legions.
I think you have to really. Like, if you settle here, I think you have to build legions. Like, you wouldn't be able to go for writing first and get away with that, I don't think.
Definitely not. I think that was the turn when I started to build terracotta army, because that's set in the safe and I just got the policy.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. And the policies, I'm guessing you went organization first?
Yeah, for the production.
The 3 is so nice, man. I've really been into progress recently. Like, sometimes, like, I actually feel like it's better than authority these days.
Yeah, if you don't have that many barbs or a sure war, then it's definitely better.
Yeah. I mean, definitely you do feel the difference in the war from not having dominance. Trying to use your melee units is pretty difficult sometimes. But the economy is pretty good. Okay. 97 found.
Quite late for standard.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I suppose... Does the fact that it's a huge map make a difference? Probably shouldn't. I mean, it's relatively late, but not like... Wow, no one else has found it as well. Or quite a few people still haven't.
12, 7 religion in total, so 3 have found it, 4 haven't. 4 are still open.
Yeah. That's quite weird, I feel like. That's somewhat unusual.
Okay, I just saw Stonehenge, but not Terracotta Army.
Oh
Right.
dear. Who fucking stole it, man? Oh no, Askia.
Right.
Oh well. At least you can just build the Colosseums instead.
Yeah, so we can see I went ironworking and then up for writing. West attack path here.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, you want the calendar anyway, I guess. Like, it's plausible to build some latifundums here in a little bit.
And especially, I want to get to the libraries fast and get them up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, libraries basically +5 science in each city, because you can usually work the specialist as well. And there's not really any other ways of getting science early on.
Yeah.
Germany attacked again. I forgot about their unique unit. I guess that's probably why they're being aggressive more than you'd expect from Germany.
Okay, yeah. But the unit doesn't do much for war. It's just for killing barbs.
Yeah, yeah.
But what does the AI know about that?
I think they get more aggressive just for having a unique unit.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if Brazil
Makes
is
sense.
like that. Do you reckon Brazil makes all of his stupid bandeirantes and then thinks, yeah, I'll declare war on my neighbour?
Did they declare war? They have those bandeirantes armies and they get just slaughtered. So I know people voted for them as one of the hardest AIs. And if you play peacefully, yeah, they have the tourism victory, but if you play domination and you also have other warmongers, it's just 3 cities to take at that point.
Do you know what? I feel like they've got a buff recently with that commando change. Like, the fact that they can actually upgrade them into commandos and have like a decent unit means they're not quite as ridiculous as it used to be.
Not as bad as Zeppelins, but when they have the bandeirantes, they will still be the same. And even if they have an army of commandos, they don't have many ranged units. They don't have mounted units that can move faster.
Yeah.
I think it's still much easier to take than most other civs. Less bad, but still bad.
Was there any possibility of getting this Kilimanjaro?
I thought that was too far away. I mean, if I want to have the 9 iron, I have to put the city somewhere there.
Yeah.
And then I have one here at the coast, the one at the here with the hills. And then the next one I wanted to put to the right near the marble and the river. Yeah, this tile.
Yeah.
They can support each other a bit. And Japan is also here already. And yeah, before, I mean, if I leave it like this and then conquer a city that's next to Kilimanjaro, that's fine enough because there are not many hills here.
Right. I think
you have to get to that point first.
Yeah, this I think having a city all the way over here and a city down here, I'm guessing that causes some problems. Like, I know Germany's not the toughest, but this city is quite far away. And then the war with Zulus is basically guaranteed.
What I like about the city Antium here, compared to have it further to the right, it's next to this mountain, and
Yeah.
the mountain is really a good barrier.
Yeah.
And it also prevents Germany from founding as many cities as they had before. It opens up more space for the next city here, Neapolis.
One thing I kind of forgot about is that you can conquer city-states as well. Like, if...
That was also on my list here.
Yeah. So having Antium here, I guess, means you have like good access to both of them. Everybody hates Munich, man. Even Buenos Aires.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think we can go to the next.
I would be worried, but we'll see. It's actually quite a shame to not get that terracotta army because of the force limit as well. That's the culture.
Yeah. What turn was the save game with the army?
From the last one?
Yeah.
That was 127.
127.
So you did go for the city-state. Fair enough.
But then Zulus declared. So if we look at the cities, okay, I have 6 cities here and still space for 1 or 2 more in the north. And also, I was about to take the city-state.
Yeah. With an embassy as well. Nice.
And it's also not too vulnerable once I have it. It has only 1 sea tile. Hard for Germany to attack over land.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like a good conquest, to be honest. I feel like you can get this done in like... This will be like 2 turns, maybe. If you can attack it with these guys, which you kind of can, and pillage as well.
The problem is I have nothing here.
Yeah.
3 units. No castles.
You mean in Cumae?
Yeah, on that front.
I suppose we didn't speak about the religion. Transcendent orders.
Yeah, hero worship was gone.
Yeah.
I would have taken that, of course. And then orders. I think it's just the best belief for domination games. Gives you so much faith, and it's much easier to get than hero worship.
Yeah.
And you can even get it if somebody else gets it, if you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I would 100% go orders here, even if you weren't planning to conquer, just because you know you're going to have a war over Cumae, and the defense. I just think it makes such a big difference. In these like kind of medieval wars. So definitely should have a missionary going down to Cumae, I think, if there's not an order there already.
That's a good point.
That's like the first thing I think about with the orders is like which city needs defense. So
how much defense is it?
So it's 3.
3 defense, 50 hit points.
But like 3 defense is a big difference because going from 21 combat strength to 24 makes like if you can get the defense above a certain point, they won't even attack you with melee units because they don't want to take the damage. And often it can be like the difference between that.
Makes sense.
Because like right now, a knight could probably attack this city and do pretty much the same amount of damage that it took, maybe even do more than it took. But yeah, a bit more. I mean, they probably still would attack this, but if you had the castle and the orders, I think you could defend this with some units, obviously. I forgot what I was going to say, but I think you greeted this a bit, man, with not going chivalry.
Probably. I think that was just the turn when they attacked. Can you look at the tech count for everyone? So we have 23.
27 for Zulus. So the authority guys are like 27 to 30, and then Germany's bloody 34.
34, so yeah, do you go for the castles or the universities? Not a good spot to be in.
I would definitely have said go chivalry here. Like, I probably would have even gone it before steel. But definitely before like drama and poetry. You know this attack
that's
is coming.
one I would do, but I think steel is still better here because without an army it will still be surrounded. Or if you have still the weaker units, you will probably also get surrounded, and then the castle isn't of much use. And I also wanted the better units so I can start attacking the city-state.
Yeah, true. The long swordsmen. Yeah, you do need them. That makes sense. I mean, even physics would be kind of reasonable, wouldn't it, for trebuchets and heavy skirmishers. Stables as well, though, are pretty good from chivalry. Did you go for fealty? I'm guessing.
Probably.
Oh, no, progress authority. Yeah.
All right, that was, progress start. So I also had another game where I went progress and then fealty, but I regretted it. If you want to conquer, authority is just the best one to have in your selection.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. I mean, and then like progress and fealty, you can kind of choose between them. I feel like even as the second one, I might consider progress.
Right.
If you had authority first. The pastures are good with serfdom, though. I mean, this seems quite bad. Am I correct in that assessment?
Yeah, you will see it in the next save.
4 turns, wow.
And now I had even less units than in the game where I had the many legions.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I guess some of these are boats, but there's a lot of units about.
And the boats are also important because it makes reinforcing Kume so much harder. All the units I had along this road could be attacked, so it's hard to move wounded units out, get new units in.
Yeah.
And for these two cities, 10 units to 15 maybe to hold this front.
Yeah.
You always get those flank attacks from the ranged boats. Or you leave an open space here and then the Zulu units move in around Kume.
True. Yeah. I mean, yes, this is not. It's not like you basically have to have an equal army to them to defend this. There's not a huge amount you can do like strategically. So the yields were much better, obviously, being progress. Like, much closer on tech and development and stuff. But the army... and the happiness is bad now as well. Is figs a luxury or a bonus?
No, it's a bonus resource.
Sad times.
Yeah, so if we look at those two games, how can you get out of this starting position and at least smash your two neighbors?
No, I see. This definitely isn't an easy game. Like, throwing out suggestions, but I don't exactly know that they would work. I think just focus on one of them, like one AI to go for. So here being over here and over here, like I think if you come down here, you have to instantly go in on Zulus, and because you know you're going to have to ward them eventually anyway. Like, if you ward them around the ironworking era where you actually had legions and they had probably mostly spearmen, you could actually do some good damage to them. And like with this difficulty mod, if you slow them down, they won't just miraculously make a comeback, like, because it's all percentage based. So if they're doing badly, they just like with a human, if you're doing badly, you can't just suddenly like get to the top. Yeah, so something like that. The progress does feel, I think, not the way here for that reason, because you need the space, and the only way to get the space is to come down here, and then you're going to have to wall the Zulus.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with this founder belief. I think I don't know exactly what was there, but I don't think this one is very good anymore. It just doesn't give it like enough yields.
Okay, yeah.
Especially not early on. Like, even just like the science one where you get science and production would probably be more useful early on.
But I think here I don't have any extra faith, so it's hard to spread anyway, and all of those founders wouldn't give that much.
Yeah, but I think you'll have the exact same with Transcendent. Like, it's never gonna give a lot.
All of them are not that good for if you want to conquer, except for hero worship.
Yeah, like this one is actually alright for getting faith and stuff. Works well with progress. I hope it was probably gone as well, though. I think it normally goes one of the first.
Right, yeah, you also get something when you get tech. I also wonder if founding a religion here is even the way to go, or if focusing on terracotta army would have been better. I think, did I go shrine first or monument first? But I waited some turns before I even could build terracotta because of the policies. And if I get terracotta early, it gives me much more than the religion. The religion takes some time. I need to get the orders up. And yeah, I mean, the orders, as you said, are good for the defense, but field-wise, takes time to really do something.
Yeah, I mean, the order is definitely useful. Like, the free defense really does make a big difference, man. Like, 26 defense here, and then you could work defense as well. 28 defense. Like, they would actually kind of struggle to take this without the siege weapons. You could at least just have your units hang back, and they would have to like get zone of control and stuff. You could pick them off a bit without having to be super scared about the city falling with the order there.
Okay, but you would go authority, go south towards the Zulus. What about the big iron tile here, the iron?
What I would probably do for that is just settle like a safe city that was within range of it. So I don't know, if you had a city over here. Yeah, I mean, even Neapolis, and maybe just buy it. Like, I would just want it to be. I would just want to not have to worry about Germany for a bit while I focused on the Zulus, I suppose. But yeah, there's not a great location for a city to get that, to be honest.
Or go for Zulus using elephants.
Yeah, the elephants as well. And like 2 long swordsmen, I mean 2 legions, plus some elephants, plus ballistas.
Also a nice army.
Yeah. I think you could do some work with that. At least enough to weaken them so that this attack that comes is not a big deal. I do think that open sky, if you move down here, an open sky would certainly work. It is somewhat of a hindsight thing, but open sky is insanely good.
And at least you have the right terrain there, even if you don't see the resources. You have a good chance of also having the horses and cattle there.
Yeah. And like even just the starting tiles are, it's like the same really, maybe even slightly better, right? Because you get, like here you have 1-3 food, 1 production tile, but then there weren't really many 2 food, 1 production tiles, whereas here you have forest and the ivory straight away.
True.
So I guess I would say probably ideal start, in my opinion, is here. Get trapping first and a shrine first. Try and get God of Open Sky, Pantheon, and then I guess, animal husbandry probably next, and then pottery at some point. Make a settle like here, and yeah, here I think is reasonable.
How easily can you get open skies with shrine first and not Stonehenge?
I think most of the time. And if not, then just creation, I guess.
Yeah.
You probably could. I mean, your Stonehenge would be probably slightly earlier here, or the same at least as when you built it from here. Though I still think turn 30 is not particularly safe.
Not safe, yeah. Can you see what pantheons were taken? It's 12 players, so it's a bigger chance that somebody will take it and have the terrain. Open sky. Somebody has it.
Oh, really? I don't think they do. No, I don't think they do.
Pantheon here.
Oh, right, they do. Polynesia. But I think if you go shrine first, you usually will get it before most of them. I think they normally go monument first.
Mm-hmm.
I think Germany had open sky in your other game as well.
Yeah.
But like, if you go open sky, if you go shrine first, I honestly don't think it's that bad for the early game, because like you probably wouldn't. You would just wait to kill camps until you get your first policy anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like it really significantly delays the culture, I think, when you go shrine first.
I mean, it also delays the first policy and delays when you start killing barbs.
Yeah, true. I suppose because you didn't have ruins on, it's maybe more of a big deal. Usually I'm more focused on getting ruins at that point anyway.
Right, yeah, I always switch them off for consistency mainly.
Yeah, right. But I mean, man, I feel like my difficulty mod without ruins is a big challenge, so I'm surprised that you were winning all those other games without too much trouble.
Actually, I have more games that I lost, but spend more time on those that I'm winning, because they run longer.
Right.
And those also had good sieves and good starting positions. But yeah, it's nice. I like hard games and not winning all the time, but when I win, it's satisfying. And it's not an auto win from early when you start.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely will go back to playing with my mod after this Germany game. I think trying to win with Germany though, without unique components on it, oh my god. That would be quite insane.
That would be really hard, yeah.
Like, the Incans one was like such an amazing start and still ended up being such a tough game to actually win.
So what's the situation now? You're still in it, or it fell apart?
What, the Germany one?
The Germany game, yeah.
Oh no, it's going fine. Just like the Zulus were way more smart about the war than I thought, so I actually lost some units. But like, I got the castle there in reasonable time, and like, there wasn't really any danger I was going to lose it. I think the Congress as well, like Ethiopia founded the Congress super early, and now like I'm having to try and fight off world religions before I actually have my alliances up to get the extra votes. It's just like, the war with the Zulus was a little bit more sketchy than I thought, and I feel like if somebody else attacks me, like if the Iroquois attacked me, then I would actually be struggling a bit.
You were getting that one tile island city, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Those are always in danger.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I did settle it with the kind of the thought of if I lose it, I lose it. Like it happens. It's not gonna ruin my game. Um, but just need to kill the Zulus really. So hopefully the land Sknex can do it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them. Although I'm a big fan of the Panzer, it's just a nice unit. When you get to it, you can smash things like nothing else in that era.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe Polish tanks with their promotion.
Yeah, it's kind of similar in it. Like, it honestly could be a nerf that the Panzer has been changed for the Landsknecht. I know it's annoying having a neat unit so late, but it's literally like, I think it can win you the game even if you're a long way behind.
Somehow, when I got them, I always had at least caught up to the AIs. I was even ahead at that point.
Yeah. I mean, what you get them at ballistics, is it?
Yeah.
So like, they're unless they're like majorly far ahead, they're only going to have tanks themselves. Like, so you're just going to have a better unit than them. And tanks anyway just fucking destroy cities quite easily.
Right.
That was kind of my backup for the Germany game. Like, if it all goes to shit, then I'll just wait for panzers. But
you don't have them.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have said everything about this game.
Yeah, true. I mean, do you agree with my suggestions, or do you think either way it's just a rough spot?
It's a rough spot, definitely, but yeah, trying to get on the Zulus earlier with authority. But the thing is, if I don't put a city where Antium is, Germany will put one there at some point, and then they will probably attack me anyways. And then I'll have a quite open front here. So I would need to conquer the Zulus fast, or at least take one or two cities to weaken them more than just killing units.
Yeah. I mean, do you think you needed a big army to defend Antium if you were talking just defense, if you weren't trying to like push back, like when they attacked you in the first one?
Defend Antium, not that big of an army, but if I don't have a city here, I have Neapolis and Rome, then I'm really open here.
Yeah.
As you said, settle towards the Zulus and maybe not settle here towards Germany. Then I have nothing there in a good defensive spot. Antium is quite easy to defend on that side. But without it, it's even worse than towards the Zulus terrain-wise. At least here I have one city that can't really be attacked by siege weapons. But towards Germany,
Yeah.
it's harder.
Do you know what? Maybe I'll try the game at some point, man.
Would be nice to see what you make of it.
Yeah. If I have some time. Like, to be honest, I'm quite I have the feeling to play Rome now. It's definitely interesting civ.
Yeah, and for me it seems to be cursed because I never had a really good game with them.
Really?
Yeah.
I can understand that. Ironworking, as we always say, is annoying to go for, and I don't think that the legions do enough to like make up for that.
That was also my feeling after the game here and some other tries.
Yeah. I think just maybe the more power of Rome is just the like unique ability, and like if you can conquer, you actually get a lot out of it. With getting to keep all the buildings.
Honestly, with the unique components, I feel Germany is stronger than Rome.
Maybe
if you want to go more for the eco stuff, I mean, they have those 15% for the buildings. They get the golden ages from kills. But with the Hanse, you can get so much production, also not just for buildings, for everything. You have the city-state yields, the extra yields, the normal yields, and it also makes going for alliances more viable than other civs. And the other unique unit, that warrior, I think that's also a really good buff in the beginning because it's free production and it frees up production for going for wonders or religion. I mean, in this spot, Germany would also struggle. I think that's a good spot for some early offensive civ like Songhai, Macedon, others like that, yeah.
You mean where Rome is?
Yeah, I mean, the game here, this starting location, and I think any civ that just wants to build up here, yeah, you don't have so many good defensive locations to Germany, yes, but to Zulus, it's really open and you need units.
Yeah.
And you don't have any other way to expand.
I mean, there could be something up here, maybe.
There's one island here, but I think the rest was already settled by Songhai at this point.
Really? Wow. Yeah, it's kind of... It's interesting because I would say from the original save, I would say that the start felt like reasonable, if not good. But yeah, it's more just the location that makes the game difficult, like kind of diplomatic location. Maybe bribed wars off, man. Maybe that would help. Not getting attacked by Germany might make the start a bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you like, we could also have a look at the Germany game. Talk a bit about that.
I think probably not today, man.
Okay.
But you can send me it if you want. I will take a look at it.
I mean,
you mean mine?
Ongoing, yeah.
Well, the thing is, I would need to, because it's the different version of Vox Populi.
You need to, okay.
I mean, it would take like 10 minutes, but we should end at some point anyway. Pretty interesting game though, man. Cheers for sending that.
Definitely. Yeah, and if you start it once, I'll be interesting what you can make.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to say? We'll talk about?
I think that's it for tonight.
Cool. Yeah, well, cheers for joining me as well. Definitely good to chat about this kind of stuff. I'm sure we can do it again at some point.
Sure, yeah, we can find another game to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, hope everyone who watched enjoyed as well. You can send me your games at the link in the description. Yeah, and come join the streams as well. I believe probably when I post this, next stream will be on Monday. So hopefully see you all there. Alright. Cheers again, man.
Bye.
Yeah.